and welcome. This is Chaz from XR Studio, and we're going to be going over some tips and tricks for kit bashing in Core. So without further ado, let's get on with the show. Tip trick number 1, an alternative to pipe objects.
Let's get started with pipes, and more pipes. This tutorial assumes you have a basic working knowledge of how to kit bash in Core. As you can see here, I have a variety of pipes tossed out here, ranging from full, half, quarter, even 8-sided pipe. Now, you may have been working with the pipes, and okay, you get like a normal size, regular size pipe. You have a thin and you have a thick. But you wish you had something that was a little bit thicker or thinner, and you've been trying to like stack pipes inside of pipes, and you're getting a little bit frustrated. Or even you might run in a case scenario where, like, okay, there's a 180 and you got 90, and maybe you want to run something like 120 degrees, and you want to do like a custom cut. And we don't really have any tools in here to do that. So I'm going to show you an alternative technique, and it involves throwing out and doing away with the pipes to achieve things like creating platforms, circular platforms. This is a hover car landing platform that I'm working on. Inside of here is a U-shaped counter bar, and I am going to show you the magic involved. Okay, I created a new empty project with nothing but the sky and the floor, and we're going to start off with a bottom of the line cube. I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to take and position it right in the center. Now, the next thing you want to do, because wherever you place the cube, these arrows, that's the center of the origin of the object. What we want to do is create a new group containing this. And when you do that, whenever you create the group, it will pick up the origin right there. So the idea is, now I want to do, this is normally what I do. I will do another duplicate right here, and I'll drag this out of the hierarchy, and I normally call it like reference or pivot. I'm just going to do ref pivot, and I'm using this for like a reference point. Let's go back into the group. So what we want to do, we want to create the pipe using a bunch of cubes. And for this to make sense, I'm going to rename this group to section. Now, there's a section. Here's the cube. Now I'm going to latch on. We can move the cube out, move it out, move it out. So now, however wide you want to create the pipe, you can adjust it right here on the x-axis, for instance. I mean, x or the y, depending upon how you've set this up. But here, in this case, we're going to do it using the x, and we're going for 3, and we're going to have an inner diameter of 2, and the width of the pipe is going to be 3. So let's go back to the reference pivot. I like to kind of like narrow it down like a little pole so you can see where you're at, just for reference. You can do away with that later. So the next thing I like to do, and this makes it a lot easier, is to create like yet another new group, and we're going to call this pipe hack. and that would be the actual object of the name of the object. Idea is we want to have everything we're getting ready to have in one group. Now the sections, we go along, and as you can see here, I'm doing a rotate right on the group itself, the section group. The idea is we want to duplicate this and keep rotating it around until we have a full pipe, half pipe, quarter pipe, 120 degrees, whatever you want. You can do it. So, and this is the tricky part, is when you first are getting set up, you want to duplicate the section, and then I have it set up for rotate for 11.25 degrees. Now these don't always line up perfectly, so what I like to do is like select the cubes individually. Don't select the groups, select the actual object, the cube, and then you can actually adjust the widths to make certain everything lines up. Or if you want to get experimental, maybe you want to do some crazy things with some overlaps. But here, in this case, I am lining it up to where these edges match up. And so far, so good. Let's duplicate a third, make sure we don't have any issues with the rotation. So we look good. Now, here's what I like to do. You can just keep rotating out these sections, but what I like to do is work with templates. So here's a section, and we're going to create a new template from this. And let's call it section of pipe. You can name it whatever you want. There we go. Now, reason why I like doing this, and I'm going to start doing Control W and rotating. And remember, we're doing this by the group. Well, by the time you've done the template. Now the reason why I like doing it with a template is because you come in, and if you make an edit on the template, and I normally do it on the first one, I can actually come in and adjust the height and do like update template from this, and it will update all the templates, all the instances of that template. So this allows you a little bit more flexibility while you're creating your custom pipes. So yeah, and especially if you want to come in and you want to get into doing working with materials, you're doing some texturing. Let's go in and just pull up an asphalt material. I dropped it right in, just dragged and dropped it right onto there. And then I can do like update template, and that way you're not like having to like manually hand select a whole bunch of these if you want to like make modifications or adjustments to things. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to update template, and we can keep going around a little bit more or not. But once you're done, and if you want, because if you need to like make all this into another template, like your final product into a template, the pipe hack, say create pipe hack. Some of these objects cannot be in a template, so show objects, and then you can de-instance those objects. Once you've de-instanced them, you won't be able to update them via the section of pipe template. And then you'll have to like come in and manually select every single one. The other workaround to that, and I'm going to Control Z back up, is like, okay, now we have this, and this is like a work thing. What I want to do is do a duplicate of it, and move that off to the side. And this is what we're going to turn into the pipe hack template. And create a new template from this. And we're going to go in and de-instance those objects. And now you can create a new template called pipe hack. And there you go. Have fun and enjoy.